Hello everyone, you're watching PokerNews.com and welcome back to our coverage of the EPT Season 13 stop in Prague. I am with Tony Dunst. Now we were touching a little bit on this before. You're all over the world all the time, and if we get time, I do want to touch on a few of these tips and tricks which I think I need to pick up from you. My packing game is not very solid, obviously, but I was doing a little stalking, a little Twitter stalking. We've been friends for a long time. You were like Bond _18, 13, something like that. Right. Then I noticed he hasn't tweeted since July 2015. Did I miss something? Is he on the Instagram world now only? Right. Like, I follow you, I know you. Then all of a sudden I research. There's another Twitter now that you're on, new. What is the mystery? What's going on?
I switched over to @TonyDunst WPT. The reason for the switch was actually a frustrating story because, like many other people, I just had my Twitter account auto-logged in, this password saved on my computer or something like that, and it was linked to a very old email of mine because I made it 6 years ago or something. Around that time, not long after I created the Twitter account, the email that it was linked to actually got hacked in I guess you would say a scam that ended up costing me some money in my iPoker account. These guys hacked my iPoker account, hacked an email of mine. So I was never able to retrieve the email, and for a long time I just stayed logged in on Twitter, and maybe 5 years later, I believe the World Poker Tour asked me to log out so I could do some tweets from one of the corporate accounts. And then I realized when I tried to get back in, I didn't know the password, I didn't have the email. Twitter doesn't actually offer any support, and I went to an enormous amount of effort to try and contact people at Twitter. I got a hold of vice presidents and stuff. I got a hold of tech staff, and they just completely stonewalled me. They said, no password, no email, too bad, no account. Period. Yeah, so fuck you, Twitter. That's why I don't use you anymore.
Listen, this is some corporate, bureaucratic nonsense,
also,
and we don't have to
2016. Seriously, you have to know that sometimes people don't have the autosave on their thing.
I don't know any of my passwords.
Their email, you don't know your password. I don't know my passwords to anything. I barely know the password to get into my bank account.
And I have 1,800 emails at this point. And now that I've gotten to the age which no one will know how old I am, but I feel at this point I've had
you lost yourself a user, Twitter. Now I'm all about Instagram, and this is what you get.
I've been on that IG game for a long time, anyways. It's visual. Visual. People are much more into that. Well, F you Twitter, but if you guys do want to follow him, just in case, the new one is Tony Dunst WP.
It is, yes.
Well, and that's you can change it though, right? Just in case, what if something happens and you break ties with the WPT? What are you going to do with those? What is it going to stand for?
Now we have to go to account number 3. It's a good thing that I no longer really use Twitter because I'm not very attached to that account anymore. Okay. So.
Moving forward, now we're all moved on. I do follow you on Instagram, and so I'm consistently seeing an infant. It's just a ridiculous number of destinations. 1 minute you're in Punta Cana, then I see you in Prague. Next thing you're topless on the beach somewhere else. And I'm trying to understand how you're living this travel life because Mama is sitting on her suitcase just to come here. Right. I can't even get 10 days worth of stuff.
I do ache sometimes, yeah. I've tried to pack an entire lifestyle into one large suitcase and a carry-on. And as we were talking about before the interview, it can be really tricky when you're changing climates from destination to destination. That gets hard. You got to be able to sort of keep a sort of loose rotation of clothes going and reuse some stuff too. So you got to be willing to do all that. But
okay, here, do you have a jacket?
Yeah, but it's a small one. I could really go for a bigger one. But also I have this problem where I can't really buy new things because then I would go above the weight limit at the airport. I'm very, very close to max out. Plus I move around so much that having a really heavy suitcase is enough of a hassle. So it's tricky. It's tricky, but I try and make do. Still young.
It's worth it.
It is worth it. It is. It's. I mean, I'm so lucky to have a lifestyle like that, and I really have to credit Party Poker and the World Poker Tour for putting me in a position where I can go to all those places. I can play so many tournaments, and I can have the opportunity to do those things. And yeah, it's been a great ride in the last couple of years.
He's just living that dream life, but someday. Someday, he's just going to have to settle down and put those clothes into a dresser, but not today, folks. And if you guys want to follow on the IG, not on the Twitters, all of his travels, you will find him at?
On Instagram, What am I on Instagram?
He doesn't even.
I don't know.
It's okay if you
I'm
don't know
just
your
Tony Dunst on
password, but
Instagram.
you need to know your handle.
I am
It's literally. That's
Tony
it.
Dunst 18 on Instagram. There you go.
Where does this 1-8 keep coming from to?
I started creating all my accounts when I was 18, so I just kind of got like locked into that age. I was all right, that's all going to be 18. So yeah, when I got started in poker, I mean actually, when I got started in poker, I was probably like 17 or something. But I was waiting for the day that I turned 18 and I could get my own online poker account. So there it was. I just made it Bond 18.
We're so lucky, though, if you really think about it. People of our generation, we were like the people of the 1, 2, 3, or the Sarah 1.
Right.
Our children are going to be
Sarah
like
at Gmail, and now that's like a laughable achievement. Yeah, no
the
way.
future's going to be like, I'm Sarah 46, 27, 34, part 2.
Squared.
Yeah. You guys go. All right, well, there you go. You can follow him. You can follow me. I'm Auntie Chardonnay. Thank you guys so much. You're on PokerNews.com.